Hi, everyone. It's Kristen with the Just as Planned Wedding Podcast. We are so close to the holidays, and I am very fortunate to have taken a little bit of time out of Jana from Everbliss Beauty and Bridal. Is that correct, Jana?
Yeah,
How are you? You are coming to join us today from Brisbane. So is that down under? Is that so like cliche to say?
definitely is down under, but yeah, that's how we're used to hearing it. So yeah, coming from a
Thank
very warm Brisbane on a hot summer December day.
Well, thank you so much for being with us. We are excited to have you share your story and your knowledge. We have brides that follow us from all over the world, and often we have a lot of people that, if they are doing a destination wedding or they're local to your area, they would be reaching out to you for your hair and makeup services. But you have a very unique business, so I'm excited for you to share that with us. So please let us know how your hair and makeup services work for brides.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's really exciting. But yes, Everbliss Brides and Beauty started formally probably about 6.5 years ago. I've been in the industry for about 24 years. And in that time, I've worked weddings, beauty therapy, anything skin related, lash extension. So I provide a variety of services, but my passion is really in weddings. Being part of a wedding is the most exciting thing. Getting to know brides leading up to the wedding. It's just the biggest honor to be involved in such an intimate, intimate part of the day. So we spend quite a lot of time in the morning preparing. I've got a beautiful team of selected hair and makeup stylists that we cover all of. If you know Brisbane at all, we have Brisbane, Sunshine Coast, Gold Coast, and northern New South Wales. So we cover quite a large area because we have a beautiful team, probably about 10 of us all over, providing beautiful transformations. So my background is beauty therapy, and I studied wedding makeup, and since then I've done a lot of short courses and master classes to refine my skills. But yeah, wedding makeup is my jam. I do a little bit of hair as well, but I've got some incredibly talented stylists that provide any hairstyle that a bride could want. But yeah, we love what we do, and weddings are just, yeah, they're just an amazing part to be in, a great workload to be in.
Do you find that you are always suggesting trials as well? So beforehand, you want to meet with them, see what their hair is like, their skin is like, and you're doing a trial with meeting with them?
Definitely. So while I recommend it, it's not an essential part of the process, but it's a beautiful way to meet our brides so that brides are comfortable on the day with who's coming. But it really helps us to see, like you said, their skin, their hair. We can advise on any treatments that they might need when it comes to their skin or skincare regime. So I have a beauty salon, which as part of our package, we offer a complimentary skin analysis and an individualized treatment plan, as well as a microdermabrasion facial. So this comes as part of our package so that we can really help our brides achieve the most beautiful skin that they can, and recommend some products which they find to be really helpful. A lot of brides will then book in for brow services or eyelash extensions or lash tinting, and often they'll bring their bridal party along. So we really get to know the bride beforehand, and it just makes everyone more comfortable on the day. But the trial, definitely, most brides will book in for hair and makeup trial, so that way they get to meet both of us, and we always have the same stylist for the trial then that comes out on the day. So it just makes everyone a lot more comfortable, and we can make sure that the bride achieves their, or will really bring that vision to life, and that they get their perfect look and their individualized look for the day.
Do you find, I know for me as a planner, we've been in the industry virtually almost the same time. I'm 25 years and I think you're 25 years or coming right up on it, right? So it's changed so much with Pinterest, right? Like, do you get these girls coming in with Pinterest pins and pages of pins of all these hairstyles that they want, and then you're meant to make them come to life?
Yes, definitely. So Pinterest or Instagram, yeah, they definitely bring them in. And that's a really important part of the consultation, is just making sure that what they're bringing in is a realistic look for them, so that we, on the day, we're just going with a look that we've designed and trialed, which can obviously be changed, but as long as the bride can come in with a realistic expectation of what they're going to achieve. But that consultation, we really take the time during the trial to discuss, hair length and quality of hair and the color and any treatments that might be needed, or any adjustments that might be needed, whether it's the hair extensions or just, achieving that look so that everyone is happy with it and it's actually a realistic look. Often I see photos that are really heavily photoshopped and they might come in. So just discussing that and saying, I can definitely achieve this, but it's not going to be as smooth. And so, yeah, I find that really helps. It's just making sure that we're on the same page and that the expectations are realistic. And also just discussing, the overall theme of the wedding and the style of the bride. Is she a bride that wears natural makeup or minimal makeup, or is she, more of a on the glam style? Because sometimes I'll see photos that, my bride has suggested that she would like natural makeup, but when I see it, it's like a smoky black eye or a smoky brown eye. So it's about unpacking the photos and saying, what is it that you like about this? And what is it that it's important to you? Would you like your makeup to show in photos, or would you like to look more natural in person? What's important to you? So yeah, the trial is definitely very important, and having an idea of what they would like. It's definitely something that I will discuss during the lead up to the wedding. But I also have weddings that might have been booked last minute, where another bridal team has cancelled for whatever reason, unfortunately. So we come in and we've never met the bride, and yeah, we've been able to create a beautiful look for those brides as well that come in with no idea about what they're wanting. So fortunately, with the amount of experience that we've had, it's an easy process to achieve, even without ever having to meet someone or knowing. So the consultation is fairly fast but effective, and we can achieve it all in that time that we've allocated on the day.
Yeah, it's always funny to me. I always think that I would want to look to the expert and say, okay, you tell me what's going to look good. What should I do? And so many people, I hear them say it all the time. This is what I want. This is what I want. Even when, like you were saying earlier, it might require extensions. It's just not the length of their hair. It's not possible. And so many times I look at those Pinterest pages and they are model shoots, right? They take days and hours to create. And a lot of times we just don't realize that. Even when we're setting up decor for weddings, we have to extend that information.
Yeah, and that's what comes with the experience and just the consultation. As long as that that consultation is had and it's explained, everyone's on the same page, and it's easy, rather than promising, yeah, I can definitely do that for you, and then the style ends up disappointing. So fortunately, haven't had that happen. But yeah, just the consultation is very important.
Yeah. And then how do you deal with, I know I've seen this happen as well, but you have someone that has, very high expectations, and then the weather shifts. So if you have someone that wanted to wear their hair down and, just in a certain style, and then obviously you arrive on the day of the wedding and let's say, God forbid it's raining or windy, is it hard to transition them to an updo, or you just kind of, I imagine you always have that kind of in the back of your mind as a plan B?
Definitely. And yeah, great question. Again, if we've had a trial, this would be something that we would discuss. Fortunately, from a makeup point of view, it wouldn't change very much. But from a hair point of view, so all of the hairstylists that are in the team, they've been doing weddings for 10 to 20 years, and they'll always discuss this. And if the bride hasn't had a trial, and I'm just doing makeup, some will only opt for a bridal or for a makeup trial. I will definitely mention this and just making sure that we've got a backup plan, and that it's at least planted in their mind that we might need to change something in order for us to have longevity for the day. So yeah, fairly. I would say most of the time the brides that book are flexible and realistic. So I'm very, very grateful. And I can't recall a time where I've had someone who's been unrealistic with their expectations, fortunately. But if anyone has had a really set look in their mind, I will still have that discussion, or we'll still have that discussion about potentially having to change it in the event that if that style doesn't work out, or the weather doesn't work out for us.
For sure, for sure. And do you suggest they bring in, when they're doing their trial, like their veil, any type of hair jewelry that they're preparing to wear, just again, so you can have well in advance knowledge of all of these things?
Yeah, if they have purchased those items, definitely encourage them to bring them in. It'll help us to see, even with makeup. So if they've got jewelry that's rose gold or silver or gold, then the eye makeup that we will do will hopefully be matching with the overall theme and the style, and the girls' jewelry. So bridesmaids, if they're having bridesmaids, then just it's always a discussion that I have about what are you wearing, and the hair pieces as well. Sometimes I've got a few hair pieces that I will lend out to brides, which they appreciate because they're like, oh, I didn't think of a hair piece. I'll also recommend where to purchase very affordable hair pieces. Here in Brisbane, we've got some great stores and some beautiful jewellery. So that is definitely encouraged. And then the veil, definitely, because the hairstyle that they choose can really affect the type of veil or the placement of the veil. So if they can bring it in and they have it, but again, it's part of that consultation and the trial that really does help. But anything that they can bring in, I also will encourage them to wear something really white, or plain and light colored that resembles the dress. So it might be a singlet or a V-neck, just to help that overall look. Because there's nothing like coming in with a checkered shirt, a red checkered shirt, and then trying to imagine what your hair and makeup will look like. It just generally doesn't work. So little tips like that really help just to envision that whole look for the day.
And I always have this question on wedding day. And I'm sure you go over this in your trials as well, but even arriving for a trial, do they wash their hair? Do they leave, or do they come in and you wash their hair? And I know I've received different answers. So I'm always curious as to what each stylist says about this.
So we've got some great templates that we send out. So in the lead up to, well, once the bride has booked and paid their booking fee, they receive a couple of different emails from us. One is their package, which is the hair and the makeup, and a bespoke bridal package, which includes our digital ebook, which includes a lot of different frequently asked questions, tips on caring for your hair and prepping your hair, when to wax your eyebrows, when to wash your hair, what to do with your skin, dietary tips on helping your skin look as fresh and hydrated as possible, what to avoid in the lead up before the wedding. So that they find to be very helpful. We also then send out the hair and makeup prep tips if they're staying in a hotel, when to send us the information, what to have ready for the photographer. So we really find that staying in touch with the brides and keeping them informed as much as possible without overloading them, The feedback is always that, you spoke to us more than anyone else and kept us in the loop, and we really appreciated that, compared to some other vendors that didn't speak and then just showed up on the day. So just having that regular contact and being there to answer any questions like that is much appreciated. So yeah, we definitely let them know about. Generally, it would be 24 hours prior to the wedding to have their hair washed and do a nice exfoliation, hydrating mask if they have it, particularly if they've come in for their microdermabrasion treatment. We'll have that discussion as well. And so it's reinforced so everyone's on the same page, and they can just send out a nice little summary that we've sent them to share with their bridal party so that everyone is prepped, and it just helps them achieve that nice, beautiful, fresh look for the day, but also helps us as the stylists to know that everything's going to run smoothly, because we arrive to the wedding and everyone is prepped. They've brushed their teeth, they've washed their face, they've got their moisturizer on and their eye cream. We bring that all anyway in the event that people don't follow. But yeah, they've washed their hair, because freshly washed hair generally we find doesn't tend to hold the style as much. So we do just ask that it's washed a day before. Blow dried. So yeah.
Do you ever experience anything, and I'm not sure if it happens a lot in your area, but with spray tanning? We have brides here who want to be tan for the wedding, and photographers are always panicking that they're going to end up looking orange. And so how do you deal with that?
I definitely agree. There's, at the moment, I feel like there's, and when I say at the moment, it's probably been the last year. I would say that the brides that come to me are just having their own skin without tans. But there was a time where brides would come in, and it was a service that I was offering as well. But I don't anymore. But I find that the brides just, they don't ask. And I'll again ask about that in the trial, so that we can adapt the shade of foundation for the day. But yeah, it's not really a trend that I'm seeing as much, but maybe a couple of years ago, I felt like everyone was getting a spray tan. So having that chat about what color is very important, because when you put as you would know, when you put a white dress against skin, you're going to look so many shades darker. And yeah, the orange look no one really wants. So if they do ask me, and they frequently do, should I get a tan, I just advise, make sure you do a trial on the tan, and make sure that it's light and that it's green based or violet based, not an orange one or caramel, because against the dress it's just going to be too much. So yeah, that's something that I'm seeing less of.
Yes,
which I feel like it just it looks nicer with just a natural skin, or just a very, very, very light tan. So
yeah, I always worry again when, God forbid, rain or something, but even rubbing off. I've seen some shades rub off on white dresses, and then you're trying to get it out. The chalk comes out. So it's always very interesting. And
chalk, a good trick. I haven't heard of that. Chalk on the dress.
Chalk on the dress. Yeah, it also takes out red wine.
Really? Oh, I'll need to remember that. I wasn't aware of that little trick. That's a good one.
Yep. Comes from experience. I've had never really the bride's fault. Has it ever happened with the wine? It's always been someone that's gone up to like hug her, and then all of a sudden you can just see it happening. You're like, no.
Slow motion. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay away from the white dress.
Please, yeah, stay away. And so do you have like, you obviously get close to your clients. Like, I think we were chatting earlier about how, you end up spending so much time with them in trial, and even when moms come in or bridal parties come in, it's just so nice to have that warm, comfortable feeling, because people are so nervous on wedding day. And you spend you probably spend more time with them on wedding day than they get to spend with anyone.
Yeah. I do. So I'm very fortunate. I love wedding makeup, beauty therapy is just something that I've done. I actually went and did further qualification. So I'm a registered dietitian and health coach, but I've moved away from that because beauty therapy is just, it's something that I was always meant to do. I know that. I love doing it, and the feedback that I get, because people love the treatments that they receive. I'm good at it and I love doing it, and I'll keep doing it. So the range of services that I offer, fortunately, lines up with what brides need. So they might not have a regular place for brow waxing or lash tinting, or when they come in for the trial, or just seeing on my website, they go, oh, I didn't realize that you did this as well. Can I come in? When would you recommend that I would have this treatment done? Or when can I get my eyebrows done? And often when brides book, some will book 2 years in advance, as you know, and others might be a year in advance. And so we actually get to know each other quite well, because they come in every 4 weeks for their eyebrows, and then majority of the time they bring in their bridesmaids, their mum. So by the time that I come in on the wedding day, where I feel like we're just, great friends or family, it's almost like, can I be invited to your wedding? I obviously don't say that, but the comfort is there. And like you said, it's just that connection, and everyone feels really comfortable. So we are then laughing on the day, working, but it's just relaxed, and I think it just makes everyone enjoy the day so much more. It's relaxed, and then it's that, fun hampering before things get a little bit serious and nerves start to kick in. We're there to have a great time and make everyone feel relaxed and beautiful.
And I know you infuse music into your services in your salon, and different type of holistic experiences. I see the salt lamp, and I know I've read a little bit more about some of the very intimate details and special details that you do, that I also think are just so important, because again, you want someone to feel relaxed and not nervous, and you're seeing them right before they go down the aisle. So that is when they are the most nervous.
Yeah. And yeah, definitely, I think just having that nice ambience, and on the day as well, if they haven't got music, I'll be like, would you like me to play a playlist? So I've got a couple of wedding playlists, and they're like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. But in the salon, if they come in, it's candles, it's dim lighting, so that even though we might be ripping hairs out and we're doing waxing, they're like, oh, this is so nice. This is so nice just to lay down in a cool room, nice lighting, soft music, candles, smell. They really enjoy the pampering side. And so I think having that nice relaxed feeling and that vibe between us, I bring it in on the day. So yeah, and they get their nice little skin prep if they haven't done it, which is a nice little prep treatment with a little skin cleanse and a massage. And it doesn't need to take long, but just having that soothing touch, they really love it. They're like, oh, this feels really nice.
It's sort of all the tension. Do you ever have any grooms? I always ask. I've actually had 1 or 2 grooms that ended up having hair and makeup done, and I loved it, because I'm thinking, of course we're always all about the bride, but these particular grooms were in New York theater, so they were very accustomed to being in hair and makeup, and they were like, well, we're going to have pictures too. We want to be pampered and look good for photos. So do you have any grooms that come in?
Definitely. So it's not something that I was seeing in the last few years, but in the past, probably, I think we had our first groom last year. So bride and groom asked for, just very basic makeup and hairstyling. I've had requests previously where they wanted a barber to come to the hotel. And I said, unfortunately, we don't have a barber as such, or could we recommend one? But we've had a few bookings for next year where the bridal party will be getting ready in the same hotel as the boys. And so the boys have been booked in for hairstyling, and the groom, actually, yeah, there's been a few. Yeah, we've had a few this year. I had another team allocated to, so I haven't done it. I haven't done it myself. I've done maybe one groom, just very, very basic concealer and a bit of powder. But I've had teams that have been booked for some basic hairstyling and makeup. I did have a couple that my hairstylist did where the groom had long hair, so needed blow drying and straightening because he had quite curly hair. But generally it's just short hairstyling. But yeah, they want to be part of it, and they want they want to look good and fresh. And if they've got like a bit of redness or a pimple or something, they want it covered up without making it look like they're wearing makeup, obviously, just to help the photos look nice. But yeah, I feel like it's more, again, it's a newer thing that's starting, or at least in my business, that it's happening. The requests or the inquiries are coming in more now than ever before.
Yeah, I think everyone is really into self-care, and they've spent so much time in the past year and a half kind of looking inward because they've been kind of stranded in the house, or confined to a certain area, that people are getting a little bit more aware of themselves, which I think is really nice, actually.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And nothing wrong with it. It makes you feel good. Self-care is good.
Yes. And I know that you are in Brisbane, but you are available for destination weddings. So you cover an area already, but if anyone is watching and want these very special treatments, you can reach out to Jana and ask her if she would be willing to travel with you. And I imagine you have team that would travel as well.
100%. Yeah, we would love to. And we are available for destination weddings. So pretty much anywhere.
That's wonderful. Well, I'm so glad that we had the chance to talk. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your time, especially during the holidays. It's such a busy time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, and I will be posting all of your contact information on the blog as well. So if anyone wants to reach out to Jana and ask questions, or book a trial with her, or perhaps you're doing a destination wedding already in Brisbane, and again, she's willing to travel, so you can ask her about that. But thank you. At Just as Planned, we obviously want your wedding to go just as planned. And we're here to share our vendor partners and all of their wonderful knowledge and research that they've done. And Jana's been 24, almost 25 years. So I always say that and I laugh because I think, oh, we're just dating ourselves, but we love what we do. So we're very lucky to keep doing it.
100%. There's no chance that I'll be giving this up anytime soon. When you've found something that you love, and you enjoy it, it shows, and people will know that you're doing it because you're passionate and you love doing it. So everyone gets a better outcome.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Jana. Happy holidays to you. I look forward to visiting Brisbane or somewhere else soon and working with you.
Me too. You have a lovely Christmas, and thank you again for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.